Good morning, guys. It's Chris from thedaxtrader.co.uk. It's Tuesday, the 28th of August. This is the Dax Technical Analysis summary. Before you proceed, pay attention to the trading disclaimer in the description below. And if you like the content that we're doing here, then leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel by hitting that bell. Visit the website, thedaxtrader.co.uk for more information, and you can reach out to me on Telegram, Twitter, and all that sort of stuff. You'll find the links in the description below. All right, let's get started. So in the webinar, which we've just run, and it's been recorded, that's uploaded, or will be uploaded to the members channels now. We were talking about the sort of just general news updates. We talked about NAFTA with the US and Mexico agreeing their new trade agreement. Canada will probably be next. And the agreement between the US and Mexico, which is actually a pretty good deal, has boosted the stock markets at the beginning of this week, especially car values. They were in focus. So for the Germans, that's meaning the BMW, Daimler, Continental, and VW. And if we take VW specifically, I mean, their Dieselgate scandal hit them pretty hard with their 27 billion euro costs. However, they seem to be still in demand. People still want their cars. I think my car is part of the VW group, so I can't really say much. So despite them generating record margins in the second quarter from their various cost-cutting programs, they're probably not out of the woods just yet, but certainly boosted this week. You've also got Chancellor Merkel and Donald Trump saying that they're supporting ongoing talks between EU and US and removing obstacles on deeper trade relationships, blah, blah, blah. It's another good sign for markets, but it's just words at the minute. There were demonstrations in Chemnitz and got pretty nasty. I think the situation's calmed down now, but that's more local to Germany. But really overall, from a news perspective, it definitely showing its more positive side at the beginning of this week. So if we jump into the charts, on the 60-minute chart, we broke the 458 trend defining level here. So that was an interesting thing from yesterday. We have now flipped, if you like, this trend, and it possibly started with this early warning signs which we saw here with compressed swings. We also saw it with some divergence here. We saw it with this zoom here and this higher low here. So there were a few early warning signs, if you like, towards the middle of August. Up until now, however, we were stuck in this wedge formation, and we had two interesting trading setups, type 2 trade and type 3 trade, which I've just discussed in the webinar. Opportunities in order to get into those trades with this expand and reverse or type 3 trade probably being the most interesting. All right, if we break down, excuse me, if we break down the overall composite of the last few days, maybe even few weeks, and draw even just a basic volume profile for that price action, you'll see that the value area of that value area of that price action would be somewhere in this zone. So this composite POC is 380, so plus minus 10 either side gives us a zone of 370 to 390, where price, if it retraces from current levels, will probably want to revisit. So that might be an area that's worth marking out. You don't need volume profiles to see that. You can just look at the price action and see it yourself. The key level at the moment is 338. If we do return to somewhere in that zone and I wanted to be a buyer, that's probably the area that I'd look to be long. Okay, there was some explanations of the types of trades that there are. And but if we just go and ignore those for the moment, a couple of interesting things I pointed out was this opposite spike mini zigzag here. It just kind of also was in the area of that 370, 390 that we talked about before. So it would tempted to break higher, tempted to break lower before moving into price discovery for this bullish wave. This zone might also be interesting, this kind of 485 to 500 zone, just simply because of this previous high here, this little spike that got zoomed and has yet to be retested. So if we do retrace, perhaps that's another area that would be interesting to mark out. We could even use a simple technique of this low, let me start again, this up sloping low to low trend line here, maybe a retest of that. So somewhere in that zone could be interesting. Okay, as far as levels are concerned, just taking a look at this profile from yesterday. There's a few interesting spots. Low volume area here, low volume area here. A couple of high volume nodes worth marking those out. The levels that I'm interested in are these. Interested in a break above 610 or a break below 458. The daily pivot is 506. Point of control 458. And the value area is between 425 and 515. Pause the video if you want those numbers. And I marked out all these different nodes on the premium webinar, but we'll leave that alone for the moment. There was nothing interesting to talk about on the BBRSI strategy. If you want the BBRSI strategy, you can have it in a few different ways. I've coded it for MetaTrader, so there are indicators there on the forum. You can download those and install them into MetaTrader and it will work. And I've also got the chart book here, which we're looking at right now on Sierra Charts, which I upload to the forum as well. If you want to install that into your Sierra Chart platform, you can do so, and all the formulas will be ready to go. But as for yesterday, not a lot really to discuss on there. This one was the most encouraging signal. This is the envelope strategy. Again, if you want the envelope strategy, I've coded it for MetaTrader. The indicator is available on the forum. You can download that. It's also on the chart book. So when you install the chart book, you'll have all the formulas preset and it will look like this. But that was the signal that interested me the most, and it currently would be sitting on profit of 130 points. And you can do the maths on that one, but at €5 a contract, even for a mini DAX, that's a pretty good trade. I haven't spent much time looking at the volume scanner, so I'm going to move on. The POCs, these are numbers which are worth making a note of because price will likely revisit those areas, and when it does, you often see reaction. So 460, 392 are the most recent ones, 460 from yesterday's point of control, and 392 from Friday. Still unvisited, so naked POCs. To the upside, 664 and 704 are still unvisited. And there we have it. So from yesterday, we started the day off with a bullish gap, which was not closed. And you'll notice that we had a couple of attempts at it, but failed at the open of this gap here. No, at the, you know what I mean, the top of this gap. And that's pretty much kicked off from the ideal time to start trading, which is just after 8 o'clock. That was when the signal came in on the envelope strategy as well, about 8:30. And then you had your rally into the afternoon. So that was a really nice move. 508 is an interesting spot. And if you just look to the left on that one, you'll see this little spike here that got zoomed, runs into that area as well. So it's interesting to see that bait of that zone and catch a reaction from there. So in the very short term, I'm looking for 508 to hold and a break above 561. If we do break below 508, it's not the end of the world. It does maybe suggest the start of a retracement, especially if 561 has not been broken. And then anywhere in that zone could be interesting, or be below that. Gap close down to the 390. That's where I'd be interested in looking at getting long potentially. All right, that is a quick summary. So we'll be back again tomorrow, 7 o'clock for another webinar. Come and join us then. The details are in the Telegram channel. Make sure you join that as well. But I hope you have a great trading day, and we will see you again in the morning. Take care.